with your back to it. And you want to stand one of your own foot's distance from the wall. So if you could put your heel against the wall and then heel to toe, and then bring your other heel out to meet that. And now we're gonna breathe a little bit to get started today. I'm gonna shut this. All right, we're just gonna take a few good breaths. And as we exhale, I want you to start thinking about pressing your abdominals in and up the wall. So I'm even gonna lean my head forward a little bit and let my arms hang, lazy hanging arms. And let's just take some good breaths. Look at your toes. Inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, we're gonna start to press your abdominals into the wall. Up the wall. If you could melt up the wall, that's what we'd be going for here. And we'll take 3 more breaths. I'm just letting my head be heavy and trying to glue my low back to the wall. And then I'm bending at the thoracic spine and letting the top of my body be heavy. Let's take 2 more breaths. Into the wall and up it. And exhale, deeper abdominals into the wall. Last breath. And now I'm going to keep as much of my back on the wall at a time as I can. And I'm just letting my shoulders are real loose. And I'm just going to start to peel myself off the wall. Trying to lift like my spine is going up the wall before it comes over. Bone by bone. Pelvis bends last. Arms are heavy. Head is heavy. And we're just going to roll down that wall. At the bottom, let's shake your head, yes. And shake your head, no. Reach your chin for each shoulder, side to side. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, curl your tail. Try to get your sacrum against the wall first, and then your low back, and then the bottom of your ribs, and then the top of your ribs. Take an inhale. Another roll down. Look out over a ledge. Let your arms just hang. And peel yourself away from the wall, rolling the spine up the wall as we go. I'm going to inhale at the bottom. Exhale and roll up the wall. This time I'm going to add a shoulder roll when I get to the top. And now separate your heels so your feet are directly underneath your hip bones. It's not as wide as you think. And we go again. Attach yourself to the wall and then look out over a ledge to see your toes. Lift your abdominals in and up the wall. Head heavy, arms heavy. And we roll down bone by bone. I'm going to try and put my hands on the floor this time. If you're not there, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to bend my knees, bringing my booty close to my heels, taking a little stretch for my calves there. Another inhale. Exhale and straighten your knees. Send your booty back up the wall. Inhale to prepare and exhale to roll up. Gluing the abs to the wall as we come up. Now let's take one more. I'm going to click my heels back together so my toes are just barely apart, my heels together. And let's go out. And I'm at the bottom now. So now I'm going to do a sway. Try to keep your sit bones, your pelvis glued against the wall And I'm just gonna sway to the right, keeping my arms heavy. I guess that's the left. And sway the other way. Let your arms and head be heavy. And then each time I'm gonna roll up the wall, one more bone, and go side to side. So now I've got my low back on. I'm just swaying side to side. Nice. All right, let's just bring your arms up and try to keep your back against the wall, especially the low back, and lower them down. Inhale to prepare, exhale to raise them and press your abdominals into the wall. Shoulders glide down into your back pockets. And then bring your arms down. Inhale, exhale, abs in and up, arms overhead, trying to keep your back against the wall. Last time, inhale, exhale, arms up. All right, I feel nice and awake. I hope you do too. We're gonna turn and face the wall now. You get to look at my booty, yay. Spread your fingers out on the wall, and they can be a little wider than your shoulders. And now just walk your feet back. And again, keep your heels together and your toes a little bit apart. And we're gonna slide your arms down the wall as you go into a flat back. Try not to lock your knees and try to keep your abs engaged. And then go into extension. Press your chest forward through your arms and stretch your calves. I'm gonna move the computer a little bit because I'm afraid you can't see what the heck I'm doing. There we go, let's try that. A little more side view. Fingers, all right. So now with your fingers spread out against the wall, lift one heel and slide your toes back until you get a stretch in the bottom of your foot. And I'm even gonna bend my front knee because I have pretty flexible feet, but you may not need to do that. And now lower that back heel and stretch the back of your legs. Keep your shoulders sliding down your rib cage. And you can bend and straighten that leg a few times. See if you can get a little more juice out of your calf. And come back up to standing. Let's do the other side. Lift the other heel. Slide your toes back along the floor until you get a stretch in your foot. I'm gonna bend that knee to stretch my foot more. And then I'm gonna lower my back heel, still pressing against the wall. Use the wall to tell if your hips are square. And then pull your pubic bone up a little bit. Send your tailbone down to the ground, and you'll get a little more stretch in the front of the hip. Awesome, and I'm gonna walk my feet in again. Now side face with your fingers facing backwards. So fingers are facing backwards, and I've got them really spread out, and I'm just gonna turn out an inch. Whoa. This should stretch your pectorals, and you can play with your hand position to see what needs to stretch. And I'm just gonna try and let my shoulder fall. And I'm gonna move my hand up a couple of inches. Stretch a little higher up. And then the last one, the highest up, and I'm actually leaning in. Real good stretch right here, front of the chest. Let's do the other side. Left hand on the wall. Start about shoulder height. And just start to turn away. It's nice to even turn your head a little bit. And then raise your hand a couple of inches. Different stretch. And raise your hand a couple more inches. Awesome. All right, now we'll just go into just a swan, like you were laying on the floor, if you know yoga or Pilates. So I'm gonna bend my elbows. My hands are right in front of my shoulders. Bend my elbows, curl my tail again, and I'm trying to lift my sternum up to the ceiling. And then come down. I'm gonna round away. So now I'm rounding away. And then we're gonna extend and flex a few times, all right? Just get your spine moving in both directions. Extension and flexion. Now keep your left hand on the wall. Send your right arm under and through. And you should get a stretch right here. If you're not, then try to square your hips towards the wall a little more. One more breath. Right hand goes back on the wall, left hand comes through. Try to square those hips, get a stretch in the side body. Whee! That was fun. All right, back to the wall again. Just hold behind your right knee. And pull it to your chest as much as you can. Again, you're one of your own feet's distance away from the wall. You know how far that is. And then pull your knee across your body. So now I've got my right thigh and my left elbow hooked. And now I'm going to put my right thigh and my right elbow and open it out. I'm going to bring it back center. I'm going to loosen my grip a little bit and let's just stretch out with a flexed foot and come in. Stretch it out, however high you can go, and come in. Last time, flex it, reach that heel away. Low back is still against the wall and pull it in. Left side, hold behind your thigh. Just bring that knee into your chest. Let the corresponding sit bone be heavy. Try not to hike that hip. You want to let it sink. Even with the other hip. And I'm going to bring it across. Put it on my other arm. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, little dogs. And switch arms again. Open it out to the side. And bring it front. Lower it down to where you know you can get it straight. Flex the foot and send it out. And bend it in. And flex and reach. The tummy pulls back as the heel reaches out and pull it in. Last one. And bring your foot down. Now, cross your right ankle just above your left knee. And slide down your wall until you feel a stretch in your hip. I gotta go pretty far, and I gotta scoot out. Oh, and then I'm even gonna lean all the way over and put my hands on the ground. And if that's not available to you today, no worries, just stay in your sitting position. I'm gonna bend my knee a little more. Try to get one more good stretch. And switch sides. So I'm a little further out than one of my own feet's distance this time. All right, here we go. Slide down. My walls aren't painted. They're clay, so they're not smooth. I don't slide. All right, and over that leg. Use your breath, unwind and come up. All right, let's just do a straight old forward lunge. You can come away from your wall. Stand with your feet together. Send one foot behind you. Make sure it's in your center line, not way out to the side. See what I mean? Square your hips. I'm gonna walk my foot forward until I start to get a nice stretch in the hip of the leg that's back. Really square those hips. And then again, pelvis comes under, like you're gonna lift these front hip bones up and back to get a stretch in the front of the hip. Arms come up, and you can go into a little bit of extension. And now let's bend to the side. Right leg is back, bending left. And now let's come back up, arms to the side, and rotate. Try to look behind you. Reach your arms in both directions. And come down. Other side. Left foot goes back in the center line of the body. We're almost done, guys. And just stretch. Maybe you can find a stretch in the back chain of the leg. Find your square. Find your abs pulling in. And arms go up. Lift your chin. Neck is long, both front and back sides. And now left arm stays up, lean to the right. And now both arms up and out to the side and rotate. Bring your feet together. You don't need to be near the wall. Let's just do one more roll down, arms up. Imagine that you're against the wall. If I could pick you up by your ears to make you taller, I would. Reach out over a ledge and roll down. Bone by bone. Inner thighs lifting into the low abdominals. Abdominals lifting to help you round your low back. If you can put your hands on the ground and walk your feet out to like a wide second position with your toes turned out, let's do that. And then let's bend, then straighten. Bend and straighten. Relax your neck, bend and straighten. Last one, breathe and breathe. I'm just gonna turn my toes forward. My feet are really wide. And I'm gonna try to grab my ankles and get a little bit more stretch out of it. And then walk my hands over to my right ankle. And come back center and walk your hands to your left ankle. And come back center. Abs in first, low abdominals. Get your pelvis upright first, we're rolling up. And then the middle back. And then the upper back stacks on top of that and your head comes up last. Spread out big and congratulate yourself, you stretched today.